want to do a quick apology. My voice is kind of feeling a little pony this morning, so I just want to make sure everybody can kind of hear me and it's coming through clear. And I see a little confusion. Oh, the word pony, like I said, sorry. My voice is feeling a little pony, but don't worry, it's just a little hoarse, not to be really worried about, okay? Gotta start these things off right. Please be better than me. For those who don't know me, I'm Chris Loman. I'm the new Director of Veteran Services here in town. I'm a father, husband, son, sibling, drummer, amateur mime. Walk right into that one. Anyway, and most importantly, I am a veteran of the United States Air Force. Thank you all for being here today and taking the time to join us for our Veterans Day breakfast. It's always a great sight to see a room filled with friends, neighbors, community members, and all here to honor and celebrate the men and women who have served our country. Before we go any further, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our veterans here. And if you served or are currently serving, please raise your hand when I call your branch. We have any United States Army with us today? Hey, Army. United States Navy. Any United States Marine Corps? Hey, there we go. United States Air Force. There we go. Any United States Coast Guard? Hey, Coast Guard. And then any family members of a veteran here today, please raise your hand. None of this is possible without your support. Oh, they're coming, don't worry. And I was going to say, any Space Force folks in here? Not yet? No aliens? Okay, we're good. Maybe one day. I've never seen one, so we'll see. I want to thank you all who raised your hand, families included, for your service, sacrifice, and then continue to be part of this incredible community. We do have a 50-50 going on around the room. So the 50-50 is for the cash prize, of course, but hang on to your tickets because we will also be raffling off these fantastic items up here. If your number is called, come up, pick whichever one you like. If you need help bringing it back to your seat, let us know. I also wanted to announce that we're doing a little bit of changing or extending of my personal hours. So if anybody works during the week and is having a hard time getting to town hall around 4 o'clock, I will be at the library until 6:30 on Mondays. And if that doesn't work out, let me know and I can do some sort of video call, phone call, whenever works for you. I'm very flexible. I want to make sure, and I understand that people work during the week, so it's kind of hard sometimes to get help for whatever. So let me know, reach out to us, and I'll try to make it work the best I can, but I will be at the library starting this Monday until 6:30 on the second floor. Now, as we gather here this morning, you can take a look at the screen over here. You'll see pictures of veterans from right here in our own community. We have fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, neighbors, friends. You'll see a couple of me when I was a younger lad. That's even fun to say. And you'll even see some dogs that have served during some of the major wars as well. Each face that you see tells a story of service, sacrifice, but also connection to home, connection to community, and more importantly, to each other. These are the people who have worn the uniform, but they're also people who coach Little League, volunteer at the food pantry, oh thank you so much, help out at town events, and continue to serve long after taking off the uniform. They represent what Veterans Day is really about, not just remembering service, but recognizing the spirit of service that continues on. I think we can all agree we live in a great community that truly values our veterans, and I can attest to that. Being from outside the community, I've never seen a town that really embraces the veteran community like I have in North Reading, so it is an honor to serve this community as well. So whether you're a veteran, a family member, a supporter, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to show appreciation, share stories maybe, and build the kind of community spirit that reminds us what makes this country special. Enjoy the breakfast, enjoy the music that's played and sung. Stop by and see, we have some tables in the back. We have Reason Across America. We have Jackie at the Medical Foster Home Program table in the back. We have Doreen in the back over at the VA Bedford table. And anybody needs an ID card today for the VA, she can print them out today. Take a picture and everything. So please, she's in the back right corner if you need that. And if anybody from the Space Force does walk in, please let me know. I've never seen one, so I don't think they exist. Thank you all. We will go ahead and transition now to the playing of our national anthem by Lucas Hader. Flags over here. We're going to now transition to the Pledge of Allegiance, as Mr. Stratton reminded me, thank you. So, Pledge Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all. Thank you all. Now, we can have Reverend Fisher come up, say a blessing.
Still want to do one. You in Boston with the Coast Guard?
Will you pray with me? Lord God, thank you for being with us this morning. Please receive this event as an expression of thanks to you for the veterans who served our country. I ask that each veteran here would feel a sense of appreciation, of love, of encouragement, that this meal might not only feed our bodies, God, but that it might encourage everyone who's here to a life of sacrifice and service. Please bless our food and be with those who do not have enough today. I pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you so much, Reverend Fisher. All right, so now the main reason we're all here, time to eat. A fantastic meal provided us by all our volunteers and cooked by our own Pat Fillmore. And then stay seated. We have people that are going to bring food to you. No buffet style here. We'll be bringing out the food to you. We'll play some music. Please converse, talk to each other, share stories, and I'll be coming around to say hello, okay? Thank you. school singers. And for those following along, this is their third performance of the day. That's how good they are. Please give a round of applause.
Good morning. These are the third graders at J.T. Hood Elementary School, and they have been working for over a month on these 4 songs that we're going to present to you. We want to say thank you to all the veterans, and we really appreciate your service. Thank you.
We would like to ask if we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Veterans are our neighbors, cousins, moms, dads, grandparents, great-grandparents, and friends. Our first song is the Star Spangled Banner. It's very difficult to sing because it has a big range of notes and a lot of tricky notes.
The Star Spangled Banner is an important part of our nation's history. It was first written by American lawyer Francis Scott Key as he was the first attack Fort McHenry.
Francis Scott Key of the British Army in the battle, but the next morning he saw an American flag flying. He was so moved by the sight that he scribbled words on a piece of paper he had in his pocket.
The poem was set to familiar music and eventually became our official national anthem. Now, over 200 years later, the first verse of the Star Spangled Banner is at schools, sports games, and public events. If you are able to, please stand for our national anthem.
Our next song is called Yankee Doodle Pony.
World War I ended on November 11, 1918, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
Veterans Day became a national holiday in 1948, and it was originally called the Armistice Day until 1954. Please enjoy Yankee Doodle's playlist.
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. He stuffed a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the steps, and with the girls be handy. Yankee Doodle had a funny pony. They sang it everywhere the Yankee went. The pony got his way. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. He tried to move his pony, but that pony only moved while eating macaroni. Yankee Doodle had a funny pony on a sleigh, and he said wherever he went, the pony got his way. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, he tried to move his pony, but that pony only moved while eating macaroni. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, he tried to move his pony, but that pony only moved while eating macaroni. Giddy up!
We've been using the word veterans a lot. Do you know what veterans is? Veteran is a person who served in the active military, Navy, or Air Service. Veterans, please stand so that we may honor your service.
Until 2019, there are 5 branches in the U.S. military: the Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Originally, the Space Force was part of the U.S. Air Force, but in 2019, it became its own branch.
We appreciate our heroes and the sacrifice made for the sun. Please enjoy the video. symbol that unites all Americans. Remember to think of Veterans Month on Veterans Day. Thank you, veterans.
Let's cheer for the red, white, and blue. May our banner be waving forever, reminding us how freedom grew from the struggles once we knew. Now all should remember the day when our fathers in mighty endeavor secured all our freedoms today. Let's cheer for the red, white, and blue. From the struggles once we knew. Now all should remember the day when our fathers in mighty endeavor secured all our freedoms today.
All right. Once again, big round of applause for the kids for World Day of On this Veterans Day, we pause not only to honor the men and women who have worn our nation's uniform, but also to remember their loyal companions, the military working dogs, who serve beside them in times of war and peace. These dogs may not march in parades or medals in their collars, but their loyalty, courage, and instincts have made them indispensable in battle. They're warriors, partners, and heroes, and their story is woven into the fabric of our nation's military history. World War II. The U.S. military's formal use of dogs began during World War II through a program called Dogs for Defense, launched in 1942. Thousands of American families volunteered their own pets, German Shepherds, Dobermans, Collies, Huskies, and others to serve. These dogs are trained as sentries, scouts, messengers, and mine detectors. The dogs patrol ammunition depots, airfields, and supply lines, alerting guards to troopers with sharp barks. Scout dogs work ahead of patrols, silently signaling danger through body language alone. Messenger dogs carry communications to enemy fire and when radios fail. Mine protection dogs clear beaches and roads, saving untold lives. They serve in every major theater, from the beaches of Normandy to the jungles of the Pacific and the frozen fields of Europe. One of the most famous was called Chips, a German Shepherd Collie Husky mix. That's a mix right there. During the invasion of Sicily. During this invasion, Chips charged an enemy machine gun nest and forced its surrender single-handed. He was wounded but returned to duty the next day, a living testament to courage and loyalty. By the end of the war, the U.S. military had trained and deployed over 10,000 dogs. The bond between handlers and their canine partners had become an unbreakable part of military life. On to the Korean War. When the Korean War began, military working dogs were once again called into service. They served primarily as sentries and patrol partners, standing guard at night on army camps, air bases, and supply points. Their keen hearing and sense of smell often provided the only warning before a surprise attack or ambush. There were also search and rescue dogs trained to locate wounded soldiers in the snow and the rubble. Their ability to find downed pilots and listen troops in the terrain that was nearly impossible for humans to navigate made them invaluable. The Korean War proved that dogs weren't just useful, they were essential to force protection and troop survival. On to Vietnam. No war demonstrated the value of military working dogs more than Vietnam. Over 4,000 dogs and 10,000 handlers served between 1964 and 1975. In Vietnam, dogs pointed on patrols moving silently through the jungle to detect ambushes in enemy positions. Tracker dogs were used to follow the enemy trails and search for lost soldiers and downed pilots. Mine intel detection dogs used their senses to detect tripwires, booby traps, and underground tunnel systems used by the Viet Cong. Sentry dogs protected bases and airfields, especially at night. The impact was extraordinary, estimated that they saved over 10,000 American lives during this conflict. Handlers often say they trusted their dog's instincts more than any piece of equipment they carried, which I can definitely attest to. Moving to the Gulf War, adapting to a new era of war. During Operation Desert Storm in 1990 and 1991, the modern era of military working dogs took shape. Dogs were trained to detect explosives, chemical agents, and hidden enemy positions, and a completely new kind of warfare, fast-moving, high technology, and fought in harsh desert conditions. Their ability to work in extreme heat, identify explosives before they detonate, and protect base perimeters made them invaluable to coalition forces. The Gulf War also marked the beginning of a more formal pairing process. Handlers and the dogs trained together from the start, building a bond that lasted throughout their careers. On to a global war on terrorism, the modern battlefield. Following the attacks on September 11, 2001, military working dogs became more critical than ever. In Iraq, Afghanistan, and around the world, they served on the front lines of the global war on terror. Explosive detection dogs searched for IEDs, weapon caches, and hidden explosives, saving thousands of soldiers' lives. Patrol dogs provide security for convoy and bases, often working side by side with special operations teams. Some even train for airborne or helicopter insertions, dropping them with their teams on high-risk missions. And if there's anyone's ever seen what that looks like, the dog will physically be tethered to their person as they're jumping out of the helicopter. And as they hit the ground, they release it and they go. Pretty moving to see. One of the most famous was Cairo, a Belgian Malinois, who served with the Navy SEAL Team 6 on the mission that brought justice to Osama bin Laden. So this dog was on that mission, and that one specifically. But for every Cairo, there are thousands of unnamed dogs who serve quietly and faithfully, never asking for recognition, only the chance to do their job. Now, for training and the range structure for the dogs themselves, all the U.S. military working dogs are currently trained at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas, home of the Department of Defense Military Working Dog Program. They undergo months of rigorous instruction in obedience, detection, patrol, and tracking. The most common breeds that we use today are German Shepherds, the Belgian Malinois, Labrador Retrievers, and Dutch Shepherds, chosen for intelligence, courage, and drive. Handlers are trained alongside their assigned dogs, building trust, discipline, and teamwork, the core of every mission they perform together. And in keeping with military tradition, each dog is assigned a rank, always one grade higher than its handler. So once again, one grade higher. This is more than symbolism. It reminds handlers to treat their dogs with respect and care, because they are not tools of war, but trusted partners in service. Today, military working dogs continue to serve across the world, protecting our troops, detecting threats, and providing comfort for those who serve. Their loyalty and courage reflect the very best of our military values: service for self, integrity, and devotion to duty. As we honor all those who wear our nation's uniform today, let us also remember these faithful warriors who ran through gunfire, who stood guard through the night, and who never asked for recognition in return. Freedom has been defended not just by human hands, but by paws as well. Tonight, if anyone has ever worked with a military dog or been involved with them in their service, please raise their hand now. I would like to offer a round of applause in recognition of the brave service of all current and former military working dogs. And that brings us to an important moment for our program today. We are fortunate to have Alyssa O'Donnell, a veteran of the United States Army, who has translated her leadership and service into her mission at Freedom Canine Academy. In her time in the Army, Alyssa honed skills in recruiting, mentorship, and problem solving. She now applies that same dedication to training dogs and building strong bonds between dogs and their handlers. I personally utilize the services Freedom Canine Academy for my own dog, Moxie, and I highly recommend them for anyone who thinks they need help with the behavioral issues with their dogs. I never thought my dog would be able to be around strangers without barking or poking dogs. But because Melissa, the skill that she taught me, more importantly, and my dog, that is no longer the case. This allows my dog to show the world that she is a lovable little goofball and not just a scared little girl. There's no such thing as a bad dog. We owe it to our four-legged friends to help forge them to the best versions of themselves. Please join me in welcoming Melissa O'Donnell and the Freedom Canine Academy team.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alyssa, and I just want to say thank you so much to Chris for that intro. I got to meet him a couple months back where I got to work with him and his family with his dog, and we talked a lot about serving, and congratulations to him for recently retiring after 20 years. So a little bit about me. I was with the New Hampshire Army National Guard for 11 years, and I enlisted as one of the first females in the U.S. With a combat job as a field artilleryman. I recently got out, I was with the Cannon Battery, and I also did recruiting for a little while as well too. So I did 5 years, and then I did the part-time as well. My husband is currently in the lovely Fort Sill, Oklahoma. It's a great place. He's there for this year doing training. So, I just want to say thank you to all of our veterans. We know the personal sacrifice that you've had to make and your families make, and I just want to say thank you for that. So after I got out of the military, was trying to find a job, and I started working with my crazy hound dog, who nobody could get a handle on. And I found so much joy in that I became a dog trainer. So most of our clientele is with service members currently serving fire service. So we work a lot with them and their families to help them get their dogs under control at home. And we also do some specialty training as well too. So I'm from Pelham, New Hampshire, and I train in Nashville, New Hampshire. So that's a little bit about myself, and now Ariana's here, and she's going to do her intro. We've been working together now, and she's coming in to help assist me and learn more about dog training, and it's been awesome. She's done a really great job with her dog, Dave, and she's going to give a little intro.
Everybody, my name is Ariana. I'm from Barrington, New Hampshire. I currently work as a bartender, and I'm a student at Southern New Hampshire University. Me and Dave went through training first a year and a half ago. He was about 2 when I got him, and definitely needed some socialization training. At this point, he's doing great. He started last week with an internship with Alyssa, so that hopefully one day we can help out other dog owners the same way that our trainers have helped us.
All right, who's ready for a demo? All right. What Ariana's going to do is she's going to show you a little bit about our training while I explain it. So this should look a little familiar. When we do our training, we first teach our owners how to have their dogs walk nicely with them on a leash. And so she's going to start right with our first turn, which is our 180-degree turn. This turn teaches our pups to pay attention, to walk on our left and not come flying out right in front of us. So a lot of these movements we do, they look familiar. It's a lot of facing movements, the drill and ceremony stuff, right? So pretty cool how it translates over. This is also an easy job to give our dogs as well too, right? So Dave has to think about how he's walking with his owner. So when we're walking, we can also have physical stimulation and a mental job as well too, right? So, all right, our next turn we're gonna do is our hard right turn. And this turn is designed to have our pup speed up and to stay close. Right, and our next turn, which is our hard left turn, this turn teaches our dogs to slow down and to move out of our way. Most of the time when we turn a hard left, our dogs will come flying out in front of us, right? So you see how Dave is just falling straight back behind. Good job, Dave. All right, so we'll do a little bit of obedience. I'm gonna have you face towards the audience. Fancy. All right, so when we give our commands, we only want to give our commands one time. Sometimes you hear people say, sit, 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 sit. Well, we just want to tell our dogs one time. Don't worry about this one, he's not trained. He's my 4-month-old puppy, so he's not a representation of what we do. My husband said, let's get another dog, and then he left for Oklahoma, so thanks. All right, so she's going to tell Dave to stay, and she's going to walk right around him. So we practice this one. It's a basic distraction. She walks behind him. He's supposed to stay there. Good job, Dave. Right, next one's our down command. And you notice how she's not screaming at her dog, right? So a lot of times you hear people yelling at their dog, and there's, I don't know what you mean, right? So she's just going to tell him nice and calmly, these are the commands, this is what I need you to do. So we can also do our commands, we can say them, and we can also use our hand signals as well too. So one question a lot of times I get is, can you work with a blind dog or a deaf dog? Definitely. Actually, the less communication you have with your dog, the better. All right, let's give him a sit.
Dave, sit.
All right, we'll give him a stay, and you're going to go out to the end of the 6-foot leash. All right, so when we practice our obedience, it's important that we not only have our dogs execute the commands next to us, but we also want them to listen to us from further distance as well, too. So we work our way up. We'll give him a down.
Dave, down.
It's pretty good with all this high level of distraction, right? We're at a new place, and he's focused in on his handler. Chris just talked a whole lot about the relationship that's built with the handlers and the dogs. These guys are amazing creatures, and we just have a little ability with what we're showing that we perform with families locally, but the specialty dogs that he was talking about that go to war and search and rescue and all that stuff is, is truly amazing. So we just want to show you a little bit about how we tap into this training. All right, we'll give him a sit.
Dave, sit.
The hardest command to teach a dog, does anybody know what that is?
Did you say be quiet? Not wrong there.
Any guesses? Come. Yep, that's right. So it goes against their basic nature, right? So if I tell any wild animal out there, a deer or anything, I say, hey, come here. They get scared and they run away, right? So it's the same thing with our dogs, and I would say the number one thing that people contact us about is recall. I want my dog to come to me, but they decided to game and they run away, right? So we practice a lot of our recall in our training. Go ahead.
Dave, go.
So come on command, and he's going to do what? He'll sit right in front as a sign of respect, right? A lot of times I get calls about people saying, oh, my dog jumps on company, they're so excited. Well, don't get me wrong, we let our dogs jump all over us, but there's a time and a place for it. So we set some foundational rules first, and then we can have fun after, right? So let's give him a big okay.
Dave, okay.
So our okay command just lets our dogs be dogs, and they're not robots, right? So Dave did a really good job working, and we want to give him that reward of, all right, you did a great job, we can take a break, right? It's not always just work, work. All right, let's do some tricks. All right. What's this one?
He always likes that one. Orbit.
Orbit. Orbit. What's this one called?
I just say through. There might be a more official word. I kind of taught the wrong words for a while. What else?
Oh, good job.
Oh, nice.
So our trick training is also really fun to do, and this is how I get a lot of the kids involved. The dogs love the tricks. It's super fun, and it's another way to get them going too. How about some off? So one thing that we emphasize with our clients is we don't have a fully trained dog until we have off-leash training with them. Now, yes, it's walking nicely with us, but it's also really just so they can start to listen to us from a distance. So earlier I showed you, we showed you the commands at this end of the 6-foot leash. Well, we also want them to listen to us from 10 feet away and 20 feet in a 50-foot recall with distractions, right? So can you take his leash off?
They're trainable. Be scared dogs. I'm tempted to go up and pat the dog.
So you're going to have him feel
I
with you.
interpret it as a signal.
So she doesn't need a leash. She gave him just a command to heel with her.
They had a wrong signal.
And heel actually means for the dog to follow the left heel. That's what he's thinking about. Let's do a right turn and a left turn.
But if I were to have a scared dog, I would have
Okay, let's give him a sit stay, and then you're going to go out 20 feet or so. And down.
They've done.
Sit me.
They've sit.
You see why I told her she's got to become a dog trainer, right? She's done such a great job with her dog. All right, and last but not least, let's do a recall.
They've done.
It's pretty amazing. The dogs, they love to have a job. They love to work, right? And I think one of the big things I hear a lot about is people feel that they can't give their dog enough sense of purpose, right? And so even just local families who have a pup, we're giving them a job, giving them some direction, but most importantly, the owners. A lot of times it's really just the knowledge that's just not known for the owners on how to help communicate this stuff with their dogs, and that's where the frustration starts to happen. And you give them a big okay.
And a round of applause for Edith.
So Alyssa's going to do a quick demonstration on retrieval training with Liberty. Liberty is her 3-year-old Doberman. So she's got Liberty holding the leash. That's her job at the moment. She's going to have Liberty retrieve an object. She's just got a glove, for example. Tasks like retrieval training can be very fulfilling for the dog. It's also very good for service dogs in particular, usually can grab objects for their handler. Medication, water bottles, stuff like that. A beer from the fridge for anybody that might prefer that. Another job that dogs can do is protection work. So Liberty's going to do a little demonstration on some protection work for you guys today. You have like a guard dog for the house, somebody protect you when you're on a road trip.
One of the biggest reasons why I got a Doberman was because of my family, and we like to go for walks, and just it helped me feel better and more protected that I had a guard dog in case something were to happen, right? So these guys were naturally bred for being a guard dog.
No, I got on my feet.
So what's your name? Lucas. So Lucas is going to be the bad guy. Just be Lucas. So you're just going to kind of like walk past us and just kind of be sketchy.
He's doing a good job with sketches.
Cute. So just with the commands, right? All right, so it's really important to train protection work. So a lot of people came up to pet her and love her, and nobody knows she's like my secret weapon, right? She can attack if I tell her as well too. But what's most important is I don't want to train my dog just to be a loose cannon, right? So I want to be able to have a well-rounded dog, and that protection training is just a skill, right? So, yes.
Does anybody have any questions for us?
I have a question.
Yes.
How long does it take to train?
So on average, it takes us 8 sessions.
Oh, jeez.
So she is a big love bug, sorry.
So on average, when we work with families, to get their basic obedience down, to go over any challenges that they have, we do 8 sessions. Now she's been in training since I first got her. We start right away on day 1 when I have her, and it's actually easier to train puppies right away than it is, teaching an older dog new tricks, right? Sometimes they're a little more stubborn. So puppies, much quicker process. They're like sponges. Older dogs, we can definitely train them, but they're gonna already have a little bit of resistance.
What's the best time to start training? How old should they be?
Yes, right away. So at first,
Little puppies?
yes, so as he asked, when should you start training? I recently developed a new program where it goes over information on how to prep for a puppy coming into the house and what you should do the first week, first day, second day, first week before you get into formal training. So there's a lot of tips and tricks that are out there for getting your puppy set up for success right away. As soon as they leave their mother, the moms are actually training the puppies right away, right? So these guys learn through physicalities, and mama dog comes up and she is teaching them, hey, stop jumping on me, stop biting, all of that. So, so we tell everybody you want to start the first day that you bring your puppy home.
After the 8 weeks, what should they be able to do?
So everything that Anna just demonstrated is what is our goal. So we want to be able to have all of those turns, all of the obedience, sits, downs, from close, far away with distractions. So we do a lot during our 8 sessions, and that is just the beginning stage. So if the owners have those tools and knowledge, then they can continue to practice with their pups.
Is there an easier breed to teach?
I would say the breeds, yes, it's more the personalities of the dogs. So when we have hyper dogs or we have happy dogs, we have overconfident dogs. So the personality plays a big trick into it versus the breed. But yeah, you have certain breeds like Shepherds or Dobermans who are working dogs, right? Golden Retrievers, Labs, they like to train. So when you get going with them, they're eager to please, they're eager to learn. They're like, yes, I have a job, right? So, yeah.
Got a question for you.
Yes.
If you had a dog that was, say, 2 years old and somewhat problematic from their past, can you train them up to this point, even if they have a bad background with abuse or something like that?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to take over for this one just a little bit. Dave was actually just about 2 when I first got him. He was crated pretty much 24/7 before I got him. He was very under-socialized and definitely had his fair share of behavior issues. But we went through training a 1.5 years ago, and obviously you see where he is at this point. So even with an older dog, they always say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but it definitely is possible. So they're smarter than we give them credit for.
So I can personally speak to this one. We got my dog, she was Moxie, which I mentioned earlier. We got her at 4 months. At that point, they had told us it was already too late for socialization. She was already dead set in her ways, and her fears were more likely. So she's 5 years old, and I just did this training in August of this year. And when we first started, she, if anyone comes to my house, she's barking, she's scared. So when she came over, she had her doing all the turns the first day. And then my dog is very intelligent when it comes to obedience, so I was very fortunate. But after 4 weeks, 8 sessions, she could do all these things off leash. So it all depends on how much training, how much practice you do away from the sessions. Some dogs are more apt to wanting to do it. Depends. My dog's very food motivated, as am I. So it was easier to bond that way. But yeah, so this day long, it takes persistent effort. So, and like we talked about earlier, it was more for training me than my dog, to be honest.
All right, well, thank you all so much for having us here today. And we really appreciate all the questions and you guys being here. Thank you again for your service, and have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. All right, so before we wrap up today's Veterans Day breakfast, I just want to just take a moment to say thank you all, because this event would not be possible without the support, generosity, and teamwork of so many people and organizations throughout North Reading and beyond. First, I wanted to extend a huge thank you to Ms. Pat Fillmore. Hey, Pat. Hey! For preparing for the delicious breakfast. We are all truly blessed by your amazing generosity and abilities. Thank you so much. Thank you to the North Reading Moose Lodge and Carolyn and George for opening your doors and helping us host this incredible morning. Thank you to our Veterans Event Committee for their role in planning and organizing this event, especially Mr. Rich Pratt for the 50-50. We appreciate you all. Thank you to Reverend Fisher, who was here earlier, for our blessings. A very special thank you to the Griffith Guardian Foundation for putting on a fundraiser in September for our town's veterans, making this event possible. Big thank you to all of them. Thank you to our fantastic friends at the Old Erie Senior Center, who we could not hope to set this up without. Thank you to all the volunteers who helped make this possible, to include helping out here, serving, and most especially our drivers that have helped our wonderful veterans get here and get home safely. A big round of applause for them. Big thank you to the North Reading Liberty, Heavenly Donuts, and Brightview North Andover. Thank you for your contributions and your continued community spirit. Thank you to my friend Lucas Cater, who started our morning beautifully with the national anthem on the car. Thank you to Maureen Daugherty from the North Reading Transcript for helping us share the stories of our veterans. And Mr. Rob Carbone in the back of NORCAM for making sure these moments are captured. Thank you so much. I'm also grateful for the continued support for our local and state leaders, State Senator Bruce Carr, State Rep Brad Jones Jr., our TA Mike Alberto, our whole entire North Reading Select Board, and all the amazing departments and supporters that work at and for and with our town hall. The support means a lot to our veterans in the community. Almost done, folks, almost done. Big thank you to our fantastic Hood Elementary School third grade class, and it's a good job for them. Big thank you to Alyssa O'Donnell and the pre-K team over there. They did such a great job of their demonstration. Thank you for our tables that we had. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Doreen, especially for doing the ID card. That's amazing. I want to take a quick moment for a special thank you to Catherine McLaughlin. Truly nothing would get done without you. Big round of applause for Catherine. Without you, none would happen. I get to stand up here and talk, but that's the reason that the stuff works for me.
I want to let you know that there is a any table on the way out. Help yourself to the
If you are on Facebook, please feel free to follow the Friends of the North Reading Veterans on Facebook. That's one of our main avenues for advertising events like this. And last but not least, thank you to all our veterans in our community. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for coming here. I know it's not without you all. Thank you.